Lisa Katchalik-Libby, and I'm the Associate Registrar and Director of Student Recruitment here at the University of Manitoba. I am so pleased you're taking the time to come and learn more about one of Canada's U15 top research institutions. Today, we're going to have a lot of different videos for you to explore the University of Manitoba, but we specifically have 4 different areas we want you to focus on. First and foremost is our undergraduate programs, where we have over 100 programs for you and your students to learn about. We also have some great opportunities for our English Language Center through our intensive academic programs. We also offer extended education certificates, as well as business and professional graduate programs through our Asper School of Business. Please do take some time to look through all the areas, as we have so much to offer your students. Have a wonderful day, and we look forward to working with you and the Applied Board team.
Welcome to Canada. Your students may be wondering the benefits of studying in Canada as an international student, so here's some information to share with them. Canada is known for being welcoming, friendly, and safe. We have a reputation for being a tolerant and a welcoming community, and it is easy to meet new people and make friends. We are also ranked number 1 in the world for quality of life, for reasons such as having a good job market, being politically stable, and for having a well-developed public education system. We also have a reputation for providing world-class education and opportunities, which opens up career options globally. Your students can also feel welcome in a diverse and inclusive environment. Canada is made up of people from all over the world and has a multicultural society. There are also opportunities to explore flexible and high-quality education options, which opens up multiple career pathways in different industries and sectors. And your students can get a long-term return on their investment, and they can use their Canadian education experience and apply it nationally or internationally after graduation. Let's explore Manitoba. Here is a map of Canada. We are located in the province of Manitoba in the capital city, Winnipeg. We are right in the middle of the country, called the heart of Canada. This is for 2 reasons. 1, we are in the exact geographical center of Canada, and 2, because we are known for being some of the friendliest people here in Canada. We are known as Friendly Manitoba. We are halfway between Vancouver and Toronto from both sides, with it being around a 2 to 3 hour flight. And we're also about an hour away from the US border. Winnipeg is a great option for international students to choose for many different reasons. Winnipeg offers affordable housing, a low cost of living, and diverse employment options. Winnipeg was named one of Canada's best communities by Maclean's. There are lots of things for students to do here. For example, we have more than 130 days of festivals where you can really see the liveliness and vibrant culture of Winnipeg. They can also experience all 4 seasons right here in one city, from fall, winter, spring, to summer. There's also different nature activities to explore. We have more than 1,300 urban parks within the city, as well as Manitoba is a beautiful place to explore with nature. Looking at the average rent here in Canada for a 1-bedroom apartment, this is an important thing for your students to consider before choosing the university they want to apply to. Winnipeg is one of the lowest in Canada. We are around 1,200 Canadian dollars per month, whereas cities like Toronto and Vancouver are almost double that. Your students can also explore shared housing accommodations close to campus in a residential neighborhood where they can choose to split the cost with some friends and further lower their cost of living. Winnipeg gives your students a great value living here while completing their further education. Let's talk about the Manitoba Immigration Advantage. Manitoba's education system and institutions are internationally recognized with leading edge facilities and first rate teachers and professors. Many international students want to study in a province that they could call their future home. International students who are full time post secondary students enrolled at the University of Manitoba may be able to work while they are enrolled here at school. And then, once they graduate, international student graduates can apply for a postgraduate work permit, also known as the PGWP, as far as they satisfied all conditions of their study permit. Once they gain some work experience on that work permit, they can choose to apply to become a permanent resident in Canada through pathways. First is the Manitoba Provincial Nominee Program. So the MPNP prioritizes international students who have graduated from Manitoba institutions and offers a direct pathway to permanent residence through the international education stream. There is also the federal option, the Canadian Experience Class, which has an option for students to apply who graduate with a Canadian post-secondary degree. Located in the heart of North America, Manitoba is a land of economic and cultural diversity, a place where natural resources are plentiful and the people have created a rich and vibrant society. We have a diverse and dynamic economy. Multiple industries and sectors thrive in our province. Our strongest industries include agriculture, advanced manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, aerospace, heavy duty vehicles and equipment, mining, creative industries, and many others. There is about a 98.5% employment rate in Manitoba's tech industry, showing Manitoba is a developed, diverse, and dynamic economy with a stable economic growth. We are the largest aerospace manufacturing center in Western Canada, and we are also the third largest in the country for exports. Companies based in Manitoba include Standard Aero, Boeing Canada, and lots more. Manitoba is a technology hub for Central Canada. We have a growing community of small and medium-sized information and communication technologies companies with diverse skills and expertise in systems designs, health informatics, e-learning, financial software and security, and lots more. We are also known for agribusiness. We produce about 10% of Canada's agricultural products. Many of Canada's leading international agribusiness companies, industry associations, and world-class agri-food research centers are located here in our province. Here are some major employers in Winnipeg that you may recognize. There are some familiar names such as Amazon, Apple, Boeing, Government of Canada, Government of Manitoba, Deloitte, HSBC, Shell, Uber, Ubisoft, and of course, us here at the University of Manitoba. It shows that your students have a lot of different opportunities to gain internship opportunities, co-op, experiential learning, and explore these options once they graduate as well.
Let's explore our beautiful campus. As you can see, we have an impressive mid-sized campus, just like the ones you've seen in the movies. We were recently ranked the #1 most beautiful Canadian campus by thetravel.com. We have a gorgeous view of the Red River, and we're located in a safe residential neighborhood just about a 30-minute bus ride away from downtown. Campus has everything you need, but it's not too big and it's not too small. Students don't need to leave campus to get what they need. We have a convenience store, health clinic, dental clinic, an eye center and pharmacy, postal office, bookstore with textbooks and electronics, and lots more on-campus supports and facilities. We also have many options for food. We have restaurants, cafes, a food court, and a main dining hall. And don't worry, we have dietary and allergy-conscious options for everyone. Not only do we have everything you need on campus, but you can get from point A to point B in about 10 to 15 minutes. Now, I know everyone is afraid of Canadian weather, but a really cool thing about our campus is that we have underground tunnels open all year round. It's my favorite thing about campus, and not a lot of other universities have them. Students can use the tunnels to get to class if they want to avoid the weather outside, whether it's too sunny, too rainy, too cold, or too snowy.
We encourage you to share our umanitoba.ca/campus tours website with your students so they can take a look at what our campus here in Winnipeg looks like before they arrive. So, of course, if your student is coming to Winnipeg, we recommend that they join us for an in-person campus tour. But if not, they're welcome to join us for an online campus tour. This is a 30-minute session where students can join and get a walkthrough of what it looks like to be a student here at the University of Manitoba. We also have a virtual 360 tour that can be accessed at any time. We strongly recommend you share this with your students so they can take a look at what our campus looks like, what their classrooms would look like, and just kind of walk through it virtually. So for example, let's say you're speaking to a student who's interested in engineering. They can look at what it would look like. They can see what a typical lecture theater would look like for them. So here, as you can see, they can see what the technology center looks like for that specific faculty and kind of browse around the student lounge, and they can also physically sort of walk through it online, making them feel like they're actually on campus. So please do make sure to share our campus tour website with your students.
Now let's go over our top reasons to choose the University of Manitoba. We were established in 1877, just 10 years after Canada itself was founded, making us the oldest university in Western Canada. You could say after all these years, we know what we're doing. We are world ranked on both the QS and Times Higher Education rankings. And as you can see, we're ranked in the top 200 to 300 in the world and top 10 in Canada, according to the Shanghai rankings. Outstanding teaching, innovative learning experiences, and exceptional research are the foundation of the University of Manitoba. We're known as a global leader in human rights and social justice research. Being a leader in research attracts some of the best and brightest professors in their fields, so you know your students will be getting a top quality education at one of the lowest international tuitions in Canada. Another great thing about is that it is a part of the U15 group of Canadian research universities. This is Canada's equivalent to the Ivy Leagues. As you can see here, we are in some prestigious company in the U15 with universities such as the University of Toronto, UBC, and McGill also being members. But why should your students care about going to a U15 school? Well, the U15 collectively helps shape the research agenda and funding for universities all across Canada. Let's talk about the community here on campus. We have an inclusive, culturally rich, and diverse community where students will find a home away from home. Your students can be a part of the herd with over 29,000 students. 22% of those students are international students representing 122 countries. Students will find friends from their own background and will have the opportunity to meet people from all different walks of life. We have over 188,000 alumni in 134 countries around the world.
Before coming to Canada, students should finalize their accommodations. We recommend first-year students to live on campus, but it's not required. Living in residence increases students' chances of academic success. In addition to the convenience of living only minutes away from classrooms and labs, they'll have access to facilities and resources they'll need to thrive, including study areas, common lounges, and a variety of residence life support. We have 4 main on-campus residence buildings and 2 other affiliated colleges campus residencies. Applications to these 6 residence options can be submitted easily online with a $50 Canadian application fee. The on-campus residence and meal plan package estimates around $9,700 to $15,700 Canadian, and this is for 2 semesters, so starting in September and ending in April. Please encourage your students to apply for residence as soon as possible. Rooms are on a first-come, first-served basis, and students are not required to have an admission offer or a valid study permit to submit a residence application. Students can submit their residence application as early as November after they submit their admission application. Making the transition from your home country to a university in a new country can sometimes be challenging. Living in a community on campus among our friendly and supportive Residence Life team makes the transition easier and a lot more fun. However, some students may want to explore off-campus housing options. Students can explore on and off-campus housing options on our website at umanitoba.ca/housing. They can explore off-campus housing at placesforstudents.com. And if they would like to enroll in a homestay program and experience living with a Canadian family, then they can visit polartrails.com. We strongly encourage you to assist your students in finding accommodation well in advance of their journey. Finding housing should be planned ahead of time, and we recommend starting the process as early as possible. Students can access our supports and programming from the time of application to when they are a U of M student, and even once they graduate and become UM alumni. We provide all kinds of supports and programs for academic success, health and wellness, spiritual, counseling, everyday life supports such as accessibility, safety, financial and housing, and specific supports for our international students. It is important for students to seek out these supports themselves, and the university recognizes that each student requires unique supports and is happy to assist our students in a variety of ways. So let's look at these student supports in detail on our website at umanitoba.ca/student-supports. We have support for everyday life, for student safety, financial supports, housing, career planning, accessibility, and childcare. We also have health and wellness supports promoting well-being of our students and using resources such as counseling, spiritual services, and sexual violence support or education. We also have great resources for academic success and career planning. So make sure to watch our lesson on exploring careers and experiential learning to learn about these tools for your students. And lastly, we have specific supports for your students which may require individual supports such as international student support, 2S LGBTQ+ student support, transfer student support, and amongst others. We encourage you to share our student support website with your students to assist with their educational journey at UM. We encourage all of our students to get involved in student life and explore opportunities beyond the classroom. We have over 150 student groups, clubs, and several volunteering options. And these range from more academic focused groups such as Commerce Students Association and Science and Arts Students Council, amongst many others, to more cultural groups such as South Asian student groups, African Student Association, and many more. And then to some more fun groups such as Hiking Club, Horror Movie Club, and many others. Your students can explore travel and study abroad opportunities in over 20 countries, including across Europe, Asia, Australia, and South America. Students can take their international education journey further and study a semester abroad while still paying the same UM tuition fees. UM students can access the Active Living Center, also known as the ALC, and their facilities, as well as attend free fitness classes. The ALC gym membership is included in the tuition for UM students. With that, students can also attend all Bison varsity home games for free and cheer on our Bisons.
Let's explore some experiential learning opportunities available for your students. So we have work integrated learning available in most faculties, which is opportunities for your students to work while they're studying. Students can bring their studies to life through internships, research, field work, and much more. We have the largest offerings in Manitoba for co-ops, so over 40 of our programs offer co-op placements, and they include Fortune 500 companies, startups and agencies such as Amazon and Google. And 98% of our Commerce Co-op graduates were employed full-time within 3 months of graduation. So if you're interested in sharing our career services opportunities with your students, you can go to umanitoba.ca/career services. So it's a great page with lots of information available to students to explore lots of work opportunities and career plannings and job search, so they can attend workshops as students and they can get hired by attending fairs. They can go on Connect to access jobs and co-op postings, and they can get help planning their careers by exploring occupation and accessing our career services by meeting with a career consultant, career mentors, and also connecting with alumni and industry partners. And they have the opportunity to still access career services when they graduate. So after they receive their degrees and need help receiving employment and finding jobs, they definitely have access to it as an alumni. So we have lots of helpful tools available on our career services webpage that can help students plan their career pathways. Today we will explore two helpful tools, and we'll start with Explore Occupations page. So this page has a lot of information available to students if they already know the career pathway that they want to pursue. So for example, if a student already knows they want to become a teacher, they can select the teacher option. And this page will show them all the typical duties, education required, and job outlook information. So on this page specifically, it shows all the necessary information to become a teacher in Manitoba and all the different types of teachers that a student can become. It'll list the occupational profile, so all the typical duties and working conditions that students can expect to face once they become a teacher. The necessary education requirements, such as the program admission and course requirements here at and the labor market information, so specific occupations and sectors, salary, job outlooks, lots of helpful links, all the professional associations with teachers and job boards, so job listings and opportunities. So please do share this information with your students so they can explore all of this information and all the helpful links before they submit the application and pursue their career pathway. Let's look at another useful tool, the Career Compass. So students can utilize the Career Compass when they know what they want to study, but they don't particularly know what careers they can get out of their program of study. So for psychology, for example, they can go on this page and see the different program options that are offered to them, as well as what former students have to say. There's lots of information about the particular courses that they'll take throughout the degree, as well as sample jobs. So what kind of career pathways students can choose to proceed, which direction they would want to go in. There are lots of options listed, as well as more options that require further education. So these are very good example for psychology, for example. And students can also see what employers are looking for from their employees. So there are various skills that students will acquire throughout their undergraduate studies. And it is important to remind your students that they do have access to all of these free resources. They highly encourage to talk to an academic advisor and meet with a career consultant if they're not entirely sure the career pathway that they want to go in. So they're very encouraged to utilize all of these resources available to them.
Let's take a look at our undergraduate program list. We have more than 100 programs for your students to explore, and you're welcome to send students in any of our programs. Any of the programs listed here with a yellow dot next to them have a co-op option available. And then any of the programs that have a blue star next to them only has a minor option. And any programs with the Canadian maple leaf are restricted to Canadian citizens or permanent residents. I'll go over these different fields of studies in detail. First, we have University 1. University 1 is kind of like an open faculty where your student doesn't have to declare what they're studying till their second year. They can explore different options. Maybe your student is feeling confused. They want to study business, but they also want to study science and they want to explore a language. This is where University One is a perfect option. You can watch our University One video to learn a little bit more about it. We have our Faculty of Agricultural and Food Sciences, which develops people and ideas in support of providing food, bioresources, and services that benefit our society, the environment, and the agri-food sector. We have our Faculty of Architecture, which is a strong multidisciplinary undergraduate degree that provides a solid base of design education for students intending to pursue careers in a wide variety of disciplines, including a master's degree in their future, perhaps in architecture, city planning, interior design, and landscape architecture. The School of Art diploma and undergraduate studio programs emphasize contemporary research in creative practices in art, design, and art history. Students engage in one-on-one dialogue, group critiques, experiential learning, and technical demonstrations, exhibition tours, and they have a lively studio culture. The Faculty of Arts is known for its wide range of offerings and exciting learning opportunities for students. And education in arts provides the analytical, creative, communication, and problem-solving skills that can prepare your student for a future rich in opportunities. These programs range from social sciences to humanities and lots of different languages. A Bachelor of Commerce from the Asper School of Business opens up options in finance, marketing, supply chain, and many other industries. It gives your students the business knowledge and leadership skills and networking opportunities they need to achieve their goals. Our Bachelor of Education program offers a wide variety of courses and will prepare the students for a career in education and teaching through a mix of classroom learning and hands-on experience in a variety of settings. The Bachelor of Education program includes 3 stream options: early years, middle years, and senior years, so your students can choose the age group specifically. The Price Faculty of Engineering is Western Canada's oldest engineering school with a legacy of innovation, collaboration, and education excellence. It is home to 5 engineering departments and over 20 programs. Following the first year of preliminary study in engineering, which is common to all engineering students, students may gain entry into one of the 5 engineering majors such as biosystems, civil, computer, electric, or mechanical engineering. The Clayton H. Riddle Faculty of Environment, Earth, and Resources offers 7 undergraduate programs leading to both arts and science degrees. These programs provide your students with valuable knowledge and experience that will prepare them for a career in the sciences or serve as a strong foundation for a career in a multidisciplinary field. Health-focused programs are restricted to applicants who are Canadian citizens or permanent residents. These programs are dentistry, dental hygiene, medicine, midwifery, pharmacy, and rehabilitation sciences. International students interested in pursuing a health-focused program are welcome to apply to our nursing or interdisciplinary health programs. The Faculty of Kinesiology and Recreation Management gives students the opportunity to be part of the expanding field of health, chronic disease prevention, physical activity promotion, community wellness, sport performance, and sport and exercise science. The Bachelor of Music program prepares students for a successful career in the arts. Students study in a creative and collaborative environment and can shape their education to their aspiration. The Faculty of Science offers a wide range of programs that will prepare your students for a career in the science industry. Whether they want to explore computer software, living organisms, complex formulas, or subatomic particles, we have many programs to spark their interest and create future opportunities. Some programs are biological sciences, chemistry, computer science, physics and astronomy, amongst others listed here. And lastly, we have our Bachelor of Social Work, which gives students the tools to help families, individuals, and communities with social issues such as poverty, unemployment, domestic violence, and mental health. Graduates of the social work program can go on to work in several areas, including community development, disability services, corrections, and child welfare. If you have any questions about our undergraduate programs, you're welcome to reach out to us. Just as a note, when your students apply to any of our programs, they apply to the faculty. So any of the bolded programs listed here, they will declare their specific major in their second year. So for example, if you have a student interested in computer science, they will apply here to the Faculty of Science. In their second year, after they take their computer science courses, they will be able to declare a major in computer science. When applying to undergraduate studies, it is important to understand your student type. There are two admission routes into a faculty or program: direct entry and advanced entry. Direct entry is for current high school students or recent high school graduates, or for transfer students who have completed less than 1 year of post-secondary studies. Advanced entry, on the other hand, is for transfer students who have completed 1 year or more of post-secondary studies at a recognized institution. It is important to understand these two application routes when you're submitting an application, as the student is required to select direct entry or advanced entry in the application. If you're not able to understand if your student is direct entry or advanced entry, you're welcome to send us an email and we can try to look into this for you. Sometimes, if the application is submitted early and the admissions officer notices that this was not submitted in the correct route, they will reach out to the student, giving them an option to change it to a direct entry or advanced entry. Some of our programs have an option of both direct entry and advanced entry options. So this means if you are working with a current high school student or someone who's graduated, or a transfer student with less than a year, they can apply to any of these programs. Do note that University 1, highlighted in yellow, is direct entry only. So your students are welcome to apply to any of these programs, whether they're direct entry or advanced. The route that they choose to apply to will again depend on how many credits they've actually completed at their post-secondary institution. Then we have some courses that are advanced entry only programs. So what this means is that these courses require 1 year or more of very specific university courses. Typically, chances are that your student might not have completed these specific foundational courses required to get into these programs. So all that means is that they could apply to University 1, Arts or Science to complete that 1 to 3 years of foundation that they need to apply into these programs. Let's talk about University 1. University 1 is one of our direct entry program options and is where most of our new students, both domestic and international, begin their studies with us here at UM. University 1 offers a unique, flexible approach to first-year students to study at UM, allowing students to meet the admission or first-year requirements for one or more target degree programs, even if they're not sure which degree path is right for them. You would choose University 1 to apply to for your students if they meet at least one of the following reasons. Maybe if they are undecided, they're not sure what they want to study, or if they're choosing between one or more programs. You might be familiar with a student who wants to study business, but they also want to explore some science courses and they also want to explore some arts. This is where University 1 is perfect because they can take a different mixture of courses and then make the decision of what they want to study in their second year. They could choose U1 if their program requires 1 or more years of studies. So in the Identify Your Student Type video where we talked about direct entry and advanced entry programs, for those specific advanced entry only programs, your student might need to complete a few years before they can apply into it. That's when University 1 would be a good choice. Or lastly, if they don't meet the admission requirements for their program of choice. If you've watched the admission requirement video, you will realize that many of our direct entry programs have very specific requirements to get in, Whereas with University 1, the average required is a bit lower, as well as there's more flexibility of the grade 12 courses. As you can see in this chart here, no matter if your student starts in direct entry University 1 or in direct entry into any of our other faculties, they can still complete their degree in the set amount of time. It doesn't add any extra time or cost to their degree, and they'll still be able to complete it as someone else who started in the faculty directly. Also, just to note, about half of our first year students actually begin in University 1 because of the flexibility it offers our students. Let's look at our undergraduate admission requirements. In general, applicants must meet three main requirements. 1. The general requirement for the country or curriculum of study. 2. The program-specific admission requirements that are based on the program of choice. And then 3. The student must demonstrate English language proficiency. We do offer flexible admission intakes. All of our programs have a September intake, and then some of our limited programs are available for January and May intakes as well. Let's look at the direct entry requirements. If you are not sure if your student is a direct entry student or an advanced entry student, please make sure to watch our video titled Identify Your Student Type. So for a direct entry student, they're required to have a high school diploma with 5 full credits at the senior level. We're going to look at 2 different examples. We're going to look at what your student needs to get into engineering, for example, and then University 1. For engineering, your student requires a minimum average of 80% with no less than 70% in each course. And these courses are English, pre-calculus math, physics, and chemistry. And then the 5th course can be any type of course. And then University 1, which requires a minimum average of 70% with no less than 60 in each course. And these courses are English or a first language literature, math, and then any other 3rd and 4th academic course. Do keep in mind, for a program such as engineering, which is competitive, this average can change. Having a minimum average of 80% does not guarantee admission. Our averages change each year depending on the students that apply, and sometimes this average can be bumped up, maybe to 85 or 90%. The good news is, if your student applies for a direct entry faculty, if their application is not successful to that specific program, we'll automatically move their application to University 1 for free. And then if they meet that requirement of 70% and they have the correct courses and meet the English language proficiency, that average will not change for them. Now let's look at where you can find information for your transfer students. If you go on to umanitoba.ca/apply, you can review the undergraduate admission requirements. For transfer students, it is a little bit more complicated, and I really recommend that you bookmark this page so you have everything you need in one place. Here you can review the program-specific requirements and deadlines and see exactly the requirements your advanced entry student would need. Here we're going to look at Faculty of Science, for example, and when you scroll down, you can see the direct entry and advanced entry application deadlines. Very important to note. So let's look at the advanced entry admission requirements. These are going to look different depending on the program your student is applying to. This document is very, very helpful as it says everything the student would need in terms of applying. They can find information on the admission requirements, application information, how their credits are transferred, how their eligibility is assessed, sending documents, all kinds of important information. Here, for example, it shows that students need to complete a minimum of 24 credit hours and have a minimum GPA of 2.0 to be eligible. If you're ever unsure, please send us an email and we can look into it for you and send you information depending on the program your student wants to complete. We recommend thoroughly reviewing documents such as the application bulletin, so you have all the information you need, and make sure to share this with your student as well. We also have the online transfer credit resource, so please make sure to watch that video on how to use this amazing tool. To better understand transfer credit, we're going to use our online transfer credit resource. This is a great tool to send to your students to see whether their specific courses have an evaluation already available. So you would select that I am a new admit or new prospective student. And let's look at an example. We're going to do a university outside of Canada, and we're going to see if there are already assessed credits available through the university. So here we're going to scroll and see, you will find the university your student attended. Here we're going to use a university in Bangladesh, for example, the National University Bangladesh. If your specific institution is not listed here, it may just mean we've never had a student who's applied through this. Now we're going to look at some math courses that were taken at this university and whether they will be transferred here at the university. So here you can see that there was evaluation completed and what the course was called at that university and what is the equivalent here at the university. If you're ever unsure, you're welcome to send us an email and we'll connect you with our evaluations department who can further assist your student in figuring out whether their credits will be transferred. This is a great resource to use in the meantime, and you're welcome to send us an email with any further questions you may have.
International students may need to demonstrate English language proficiency as part of their application. This can be met by one of three ways. Your student may be eligible for a waiver. If they are a current GCE, IB or AP or CBSE student, or they are studying in or were born in an exempt country, they may be eligible for a waiver. More information is available on our website. The second option is to complete an English test. We accept few different test options such as IELTS, TOEFL, PTE, and we have a new addition starting for September 2024 term onwards, which is Duolingo. If your student does not meet these requirements, such as the waiver or the English language tests, they can apply to complete the Intensive Academic English program through the English Language Center here at the University of Manitoba. They can submit a joint application with the English Language Center plus an undergraduate application. Please make sure to watch our video titled English Language Center for more information. For applications to be processed, one of the above English language proficiency requirements must be provided. Let's review our undergraduate application timeline, specifically for September intake. Our applications open each year in October. We recommend your students apply as early as possible to allow a lot of time for their application and admission process, as well as to allow a lot of time for their study permit. If you have students who are interested in music, their deadline is a little bit earlier, which is January 15th. Then the direct entry application and scholarship consideration deadline is March 1st. We do have a later deadline for University 1 students, but we recommend that your students apply before this March 1st deadline. If you have questions about the entrance scholarship, make sure to watch our entrance scholarship video. Then all required documents must be submitted by May 1st, but we recommend you submit them as early as possible so it allows a lot of time for the admissions team to review and assess the documents. And lastly, all final documents will be due on July 7th. We do understand that some programs, some curriculums, grades do go out later in the year, for example, GCE. We will accept those at a later time. Applications are processed in the order they were received, so do keep that in mind. And please check the application portal to ensure we have received all documents. So any documents that are pending will be marked with a red X. And then also wait 10 to 15 business days for the documents to be reviewed, verified, and updated in the portal before inquiring. So if the school sent it to us by mail or email or uploaded it, please allow some time for that red X to be removed. Decision times for non-selection programs is typically around 15 to 20 business days after all necessary documents have been received. So do keep that in mind. This is not 15 to 20 business days after the application was submitted, but it is after all necessary and required documents have been received. And then please note, certain times of the year, our processing time may be delayed due to higher than usual volumes. So that's why we recommend to submit them as early as possible. Your students can start submitting them as early as October to allow a lot of time for the admission process. We'll also look at the undergraduate decision timeline. So depending on the student's academic background and the program they've applied to, most direct entry applications require the following information in order to assess their admission eligibility. Proof of English language proficiency, final official results if they've already graduated, or their interim or predicted senior level results if they're currently in grade 12. And then gap in academic studies statement if this is required. This is typically only required for students who have already graduated high school. If these documents have been submitted, then the student can be assessed for a possible conditional admission of offer, depending on the program they've applied to. Please also note the gap in academic studies statement is just a simple form that's filled out in the application. It has 2 simple yes or no questions, and we do not require an essay or gap statement, anything like that. They just need to simply fill out these yes or no questions. It is critical that the documents submitted by your student are done in the right way. Documents uploaded into the application portal or emailed by the student or a third party as yourself as a partner or agent are considered a copy and so therefore are unofficial. Official documents must be submitted to directly from the issuing institution. One option is that they can email it to applicant.services@umanitoba.ca, or you can mail or courier it in a sealed envelope that must be stamped by the issuing institution to our University of Manitoba Undergraduate Admissions Office. Do keep in mind there are some curriculums that can be verified online, and when you're submitting the application, there will be a form for those specific programs. For example, if your student has completed the West African Examination Council, or if they have completed Cambridge GCE or CBSE with an admit card, you can actually enter the verification information directly on the application, and the admissions team can use that to verify it. Please note that they may request an official copy if required. You may be wondering what is the right path for your students and whether they require any preparatory programs. So the first identification is that your student wants a university degree. So for an undergraduate degree, your student, if they meet the academic requirements and the English language proficiency requirements, they can apply to the University of Manitoba Undergraduate Studies. If you have a student who meets the academic requirements, but their English needs to be upgraded, or they would like to improve their English skills here in Canada, they can apply to our English Language Center's Intensive Academic English program and then continue with their University of Manitoba Undergraduate Studies. You may come across some students who do not meet the admission requirements or the English requirements, or just need to brush up or finish up their grade 12 studies. They can explore studying at the International College of Manitoba, which is a pathway institution where students can complete about 1 to 2 years before they begin with us here at the University of Manitoba.
Hello, my name is Alicia Franco Espinosa. I am the director of the English Language Center at the University of Manitoba. If after this presentation you have any questions, please contact us at elc@umanitoba.ca. The English Language Center provides in-person, remote, and hybrid courses to students whose first language is not English. This is a big advantage because if students are waiting for their visa and it doesn't come on time, they can start their classes back home, and then once they get their visa, they can join classes in person. So we have a lot of flexibility. In addition, the center is within the University of Manitoba, so students have access to all the services that the rest of the University of Manitoba community have. The full-time intensive academic English program prepares students for university by providing them with the academic English language skills needed to succeed. The program has 6 levels, foundation and levels 1 to 5. Each level has 14 weeks. We have 12 students per class, what makes the classes semi-personalized. And as I mentioned, we have in-person, hybrid, and delivery options. Our courses are very affordable, approximately $328 per week per 24 hours of instruction. So it's very intensive. Research shows that students who have completed the IAP have higher marks in the degree program than other international students and higher first-year GPAs than Canadian students. Students who successfully complete the IAP meet the English language proficiency requirements of most programs at the University of Manitoba. We also offer 3 pathways of conditional admission option through the ELC. The first one is conditional admission to University 1, to any program at the Faculty of Science or any program at the Faculty of Arts. We offer conditional admission to 1-year certificate programs, and we are the only pilot program with the International College of Manitoba. Students, of course, need to meet the international entrance admission requirements for their program of choice. When students apply to the program, they may need to take a bilingual test to identify in which level they are placed. But if students have a IELTS 5.5, they will be placed directly in level 5, which means they study only for 14 weeks and they can join the program at the University of Manitoba right away. Well, thank you very much, and please feel free to contact us if you have any questions.
Hello, my name is Jelaine, and I'm the lead of graduate student recruitment here at the Asper School of Business's Stu Clark Graduate School. As a partner, your contract includes our professional graduate programs in business. Those include our MBA program, our Master of Finance, and our Master of Supply Chain Management programs. These are industry and professional programs designed to set your students up for career success. If you have any questions about the professional graduate programs, you can contact me directly at aspergradrecruit@umanitoba.ca. We're home to 3 professional graduate programs. And the Asper School of Business, we are AACSB accredited. That means we're part of the only 5% of business schools in the world which hold this prestigious accreditation. It means that our graduates receive top quality education, experiential learning opportunities, and that their professors are conducting research and have excellence in teaching. Our programs also hold accreditations in their subject areas. First, I'll start off with our MBA program. This is our flagship graduate program here at Asper. It is a program that is available for students with at least 2 years of work experience. And it's known as one of the most versatile and flexible MBA programs in the country. We're known for our business connections to the community in Manitoba, and our graduates have gone on to work in all different industries, provinces, and cities across Canada and countries around the world. Our MBA program has been around since 1968. So we've graduated many students who've gone on to be executives and leaders in their fields. This flexibility for MBA is seen in the structure of the program. Half of the program is made up of core courses, and the other half is completely flexible with choosing specialty areas called concentrations, like marketing, leadership, sustainability, and more. We also have our Master of Finance, or MFin program. This is a CFA affiliated program. That means that we've designed 85% of our curriculum to align with the CFA. So this prepares students to write all 3 levels of their CFA exams with a focus on level 1. So it's perfect for your students who want to go into finance careers like asset allocation, hedge fund management, pension management, and more. We are known for being the most affordable MFin program in all of Canada, as well as the shortest program duration for MFin in the country. At just 1 year, your student can take only 1 year to be ready to work in finance. We're also the only CFA-based MFin program between Toronto and Vancouver. And then we have our Master of Supply Chain Management and Logistics degree. This is an industry-focused, experiential-based program designed for students who want to go into leadership positions in the supply chain, logistics, and manufacturing industries. All different types of companies have supply chains as an important focus of their business. You do not need work experience to go into this program. So it can be a good fit whether your student has supply chain experience or not. This is known for its built-in practicum component, which includes either a co-op or applied project. So the student will take 1.5 years of coursework in the degree, followed by 1 term of the co-op or applied project. That co-op opportunity is paid and is a great way for your students to make those connections in the supply chain and logistics industries here in Manitoba. All of our programs actually in the professional master's programs are known for experiential learning. So during the courses, there's a lot of group work, project-based work, case studies, and the opportunity to get involved outside of the classroom by participating in case competitions, which is like a crash course in consulting, as well as joining the co-op program. All of our students can apply to complete their co-op, whether they're doing MSCM, MFin, or MBA. It's the perfect way to gain that experience. For admission, we are looking as a general requirement for all 3 programs for a minimum 3-year bachelor's degree from a recognized institution. This can be in any subject area. In fact, only about 25% of our MBA students have a business degree. And then for the GPA requirement, we are looking for a minimum 3.0 GPA on a 4.5 scale in the most recent 60 credit hours to be admissible. And then for our programs, we are looking for 2 references. For the MBA program, those do need to be professional references, so supervisors or managers at a current or former job. For the Master of Supply Chain Management and Master of Finance degrees, we do prefer those references to be academic, so professors that the student has worked with in the past or studied with. In addition to these requirements, students must also meet the specific program requirements. For MFin and MSCM, we are looking for a minimum GMAT score of 550 with the 60th percentile or higher in the quantitative section. We also accept GRE as the equivalent exam for any of our programs. There are some waivers available for Master of Finance, so you can reach out to me or check our website for those details for the GMAT waivers. In addition, for English proficiency for MFin and MSCM, we're looking for an IELTS of 6.5 with minimum speaking band of 6, or a TOEFL of 86 with minimum 20 in each category. Certain countries are exempt from providing English proficiency. Our list is different than the undergraduate list, so be sure to check the list of eligible countries. We go based on degree holders. So if your student holds a degree from an English-speaking country, that can be a high school diploma or a university degree, then they would be waived. MBA has additional requirements as well. They're looking for a minimum GMAT score of 500 with a preference for a score of 550 or higher. Again, they also accept GRE. We do have a GMAT waiver in place right now for your students with a high GPA. If their admission GPA is 3.3 or higher on the most recent 60 credit hours, they can indicate in the application that they want to be considered for our GMAT exemption, where the GMAT exam is replaced with an interview assessment that tests their quantitative and verbal reasoning skills. If we deem them eligible, they'll receive an invitation to the interview. It is about 30 minutes long, and they have a 7-day window upon receiving that email to complete the interview. We will then score the interview and notify them if they are receiving that waiver. For English proficiency, we're looking for an IELTS of 7.0 with minimum 6 in each band, or a TOEFL of 100 with minimum 20 in each category. MBA also requires 2 years minimum of professional work experience demonstrated through the resume and the references.
Students are not required to prepay their tuition. However, students may prepay their tuition in advance of their arrival in Canada as part of the study permit application process. So money that is received will be held on the account pending their arrival in Canada and registration in classes. Once students register in their classes, the first term tuition and associated student fees will be deducted from the sum of money that is held in their account. And students can use their estimated first year tuition value by looking at their standardized letter of acceptance. Any prepaid tuition receipt can be generated upon request via email to studentfee@umanitoba.ca. And students that are seeking to prepay tuition and fees prior to their arrival in Canada have 2 options to do so. The University of Manitoba has partnered with Convera and Pay My Tuition.
The University of Manitoba awards international students who demonstrate academic excellence through our undergraduate entrance scholarships. Each year, over 3.2 million Canadian dollars in entrance scholarships are given out to first-year students. Students who apply to the fall, the September term, by the March 1st deadline are automatically considered for this entrance scholarship without needing to submit an additional essay or reference. Students require a minimum 85% average over the best 5 courses from a pre-approved list in 5 different subject areas. Students with an 85% average or above are eligible for $1,000, average of 90% or above is $2,000, and an average greater than or equal to 95% is a $3,000 scholarship. There are additional scholarships available for students who are taking AP or IB courses. For each AP or IB course that they're taking, they may be eligible for a top-up scholarship. This entrance scholarship is only for their first year. International students are welcome to apply for continuing scholarships from their second year and onwards. Here, on our Financial Aid and Awards website, you can see all the international student awards available. You can see this entrance scholarship that we talked about, as well as the international undergraduate student scholarships that's for students from their second year onwards. There are also international student bursaries, which is eligible for international students once they're in their second year. Students can also explore the scholarships for current students page. And here they can see all different kinds of scholarships that they can submit an application to. This is once they are a current student, as well as search the awards database and input the correct information about themselves, which brings up a big list of scholarships that your students can apply to. Let's take a look at a breakdown of the undergraduate tuition fees. Tuition and fees are paid per term after your student registers for their courses. Tuition varies by program and ranges from around 17,800 to 26,100 Canadian dollars per year. We also give an estimate for textbooks, supplies, student fees such as gym pass, bus pass, your health insurance of around 3,500 Canadian dollars. So the total for estimated tuition and supplies is around 21,300 to 29,600 Canadian dollars per year. If your student is interested in living on residence on our campus, the residence facility plan package is around 9,700 to 16,300 per year, giving a final full total of around $31,000 to $45,900 per year. And again, this includes tuitions, books and supplies, as well as a residence plus meal plan package. If you look on the chart on the right side, you can see the average international tuition comparison by province. Manitoba is on the much lower end of being around 18,900 Canadian dollars per year, which is almost less than half of the national average for Canada. Ontario is one of the highest, with being around 46,000, and British Columbia around $35,000 as well. So in Manitoba, you can earn a top Canadian degree while paying affordable tuition fees.
Collegiate training on St. Edward's University. We look forward to helping you learn more about St. Edward's, a small private Catholic liberal arts university in Austin, Texas. My name is David Bernay. I'm the Director of International Admission at the university. I'm joined by my colleague, Patricia Medina, Assistant Director of Admission. In today's training, we will cover several topics: studying and living in the city of Austin, the accommodations at the university degree programs and career opportunities, student activities, the application process, and the cost of attendance. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to presenting to you.
What if we told you this was 3 miles from downtown Austin, with access to here, and here within minutes? A network of unique partnerships energize this campus, and access to our diverse alumni community connects us to this, and this. The Hilltop is home to historic programs and vibrant activities that educate the heart and the mind. With support and guidance of our dedicated faculty and staff, Hilltoppers explore passions through real-world experiences like internships, research, fellowships, and study abroad. They celebrate different cultures, join purposeful clubs, and start new traditions. In a vibrant community where you are seen and heard. At a university consecutively ranked as a best college in the US. What if we told you St. Edward's is a destination that prepares you to take on your world?
So in this video, we're going to talk about why your students should consider attending St. Edward's. One of the aspects of St. Edward's that sets us apart from other universities is that we are a small private university in the heart of a really dynamic city that's a center for technology, entertainment, and education. St. Edward's really focuses on the student experience and that we want our students to understand who they are and who they're going to become. We want them to explore both academically and in their careers to maximize their time here on campus and their success after graduation. So we offer a really personalized learning environment for students where they feel connected to their faculty and their classmates in super small class environments. So typically around 18 students on average in the classroom. And students are gonna, if you have students who are gonna thrive in a more personal environment that's a small setting with strong support from their advisors and faculty, St. Edward's would likely be a place that would fit really well for them. We also have a really diverse community on campus that you see here, with students hailing from 59 countries and 37 states in the United States. But international students comprise around 8% of our students at St. Edward's, and those students are typically among the most active in terms of student activities and also among the highest achieving students at St. Edward's. We also offer 50 competitive majors, and students can actually decide to switch their major at any time, as long as they choose one by the end of their second year on campus. This offers really great flexibility for students who might not be certain about what they want to study right away. And St. Edward's does not require students to apply by major, so students are welcome to change their minds even after they're accepted. Next, in our next video, we're going to be talking about studying in Austin.
St. Edward's is located in Austin, Texas, the capital of Texas, fourth largest city. We are the #1 best college city in the US. Lots of great young populations here with several other universities nearby. We also actually have the second hottest job market in the US, so really great opportunities for students to get that internship experience before even graduating, get a mentor, have all that professional experience that a lot of employers like to see in their resumes when students are considering what full-time jobs to apply for after graduating. What's cool about Austin as well is we kind of have that big city with a small town feel. As your students attend local hotspots, they'll start to get to know people outside of the Hilltop community and build that network and find those opportunities. So it's really cool to see students who are making the most of being so close to downtown Austin. We're also the live music capital of the world. So if your student enjoys live music or music festivals like Austin City Limits that happens every October, or South by Southwest that tends to follow during spring break, which is a film, music, and interactive festival. Austin's a great place for that. Really great things to do over the weekends and the evenings. You have that mix of city life, but also outdoor space. So hundreds of miles of hiking and biking trails. Students can go swimming in Barton Springs or just hang out at Zilker Park. It's a great city to be a part of and be a young professional in. So just to kind of give you an idea of how close our campus is to downtown Austin, here's a cute little map to show. We're just 3 miles from downtown Austin. It's nice seclusion away from the city. It feels like a college campus. But again, you have that easy access right down the road, South Congress, which is a really popular street here in Austin that has great shops and restaurants. So students really make the most of that proximity to downtown Austin. In the next slide, we'll talk about accommodation and resources on campus. Living on campus is a really great experience for our students. We have 4 first-year residence halls with amenities like front desk, card access for safety, laundry. Doubles and suites are available, so students can kind of choose the different style that they're looking for, and their community if they have some place in mind, or roommate if they know of anyone. Our international students tend to kind of live together, but it's always encouraged to kind of branch out from there. So if your student has no one in mind to room with, Residence Life is really great at pairing them with students that they think they'd be most compatible with by filling out a survey, and as long as they answer it honestly, it should work out really well. We do have a 2-year on-campus housing requirement for first-year students. That's just because we want them to make the most of living on campus, going to class on time, being able to study at the library is really convenient, and participating in those after-class hour events is always nice to kind of get a feel for that Hilltopper community. But there's space for everyone. So after those 2 years, students are still available to live on campus if they choose to do so. We have apartments and private rooms for upperclassmen, multiple dining halls, 2 coffee shops, a grab-and-go convenience store on our campus, and several off-campus restaurants that take Top or Tender, which is like one of our meal plan systems. So plenty of opportunities for students to ensure that they're getting all the nutrients that they need to be successful in their classes and in their schoolwork. Our dining halls are catered by Bon Appetit, which is a local farm-to-table catering company here in Austin. So really great diverse options in the dining halls, especially for students who have any dietary restrictions. They're really mindful of that here at St. Edward's. But we have wonderful floor plans and videos of all the halls that we definitely recommend students checking out on our website if you want to see a little bit more about what we offer for living on campus. Here are just some photos to highlight, being a part of the Hilltopper community and what students can expect as far as events or facilities available to them. There at the top, we have our rec center, which we recently renovated a couple years ago. So it's got state-of-the-art equipment to help students continue to stay active and take care of themselves. We also have a tech-free zone in there where students can kind of unplug, meditate, or take a nap in between classes. We think that that's important to them. So and it's important to us that they're taking care of themselves. We also have great opportunities to feel like you're a member of the Hilltopper community and really join in on the school pride with our sporting events. We're a Division II team, so students can either be a part of the team or just cheer them on the sidelines. That's really a best way to kind of get that full college experience and really support our athletics department. We've got gorgeous library space. Students are able to book rooms to do group projects or to study themselves in a little bit of an isolation booth, or just, studying the open in between finals and kind of get together with students as they, continue their academics here at St. Edward's. There's a picture of one of our cafes, so students are able to, grab a coffee in between classes, get together before their next class. So all around, I think the biggest thing is just walking around campus and seeing the community come together in all these different facilities and sporting events and, just Hilltopper pride all around. Now moving on to some resources that students can find on our Hilltop. St. Edward's is really great at that personalized experience from the get-go. As soon as they apply, they get that individualized support through the admissions process, enrolling, and the visa process through our International Student Services Office. So really great hands-on approach. If there's anything that a student has a question about, we're really responsive and want to help them every step of the way. We have student organizations that students can be a part of and really, find their community. Specifically for international students, we do have the International Student Association that they host events all year round. They do volunteer work. So if students just want to get connected to other international students, we highly recommend that student organization. We have first year international seminar, our international housing initiative. So a lot of great opportunities for international students to get connected and to feel a part of the community here at St. Edward's, which is a very important thing for us as an institution. Our career and professional development is a great resource for students who are wanting to find those different internship opportunities, get some advice on their resume, see what opportunities there are for them here on the Hilltop or outside of the community. They're really great at working with students through, that application process or finding job opportunities or internship opportunities. So definitely recommend students check them out. classic faculty mentorship, scholarship support, whether that be project or research-based. Our faculty know the students really well. As David said, our classes are on the smaller side, so the opportunity to get to know your professor and for students to collaborate with them on work is something that St. Edward's really prides itself in. So definitely great opportunities in the classroom as well. And so now we'll move on to an overview of our programs.
My favorite thing about St. Ed's is probably that it's a very, very small, tight-knit community in a huge city. In my classes, I get to be with around 20 or 25 people, and I really get to know them all. I get to know my professors.
Whether it be the teachers helping you out in classes, or staff and other faculty and other organizations and clubs that are around campus.
Welcome everyone to St. Edward's University in the heart of the amazing city of Austin, the state capital of Texas. We're just a few miles from Austin's trendy SoCo district, an incredibly vibrant downtown. Founded in 1885, this dynamic, private Catholic university, also known as St. Ed's, is home to more than 3,500 creative thinkers and innovators from around the globe. Students here love the small class sizes, outstanding academics, hands-on learning, and personal attention from professors and mentors who support their success. And they're passionate about their university's dedication to social justice and improving the world. I'm your host, Alex Boylan, and over the next half hour, we'll explore this beautiful Hilltop campus. We'll hear from Hilltoppers about how St. Edward's is preparing them to go full on in their dream careers and to be leaders and change makers in whatever path they choose. We'll also see why Austin is ranked a top college city with world-class internships and jobs and endless entertainment and fun. Be ready to be impressed, everyone. This is going to be a great episode. Welcome to the Hilltop. This is the College Tour. First up, everyone, is Miriam, a senior majoring in both environmental science and policy and political science. Miriam has been involved in some impressive internships and research at St. Ed's and has given her fantastic real-world experience. She's going to share her story and where she's headed next. You're on, Miriam.
Thanks, Alex. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Hilltop. Over the past 4 years, St. Edward's University has empowered and encouraged me to take on my world, both inside and out of the classroom. One of the biggest growths you go through is when you start college. You move away from home, you meet new people, and you really grow into the person that you're meant to be. St. Edward's both educates you and helps you get your foot in the door. So by the time that you graduate, you have connections in your field and a sense of direction. You're also connected to internships that align with your studies and passions. I've interned for Environment America, Move Texas in their Civic Leadership Program, and most recently for the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. Here, I helped create policy recommendations to help winterize water systems across the state. This past summer, I was funded through the St. Edward's Hook Fellowship to do research on soil sequestration in the Hill Country grasslands. My research partner and I are currently working on getting our findings published in an academic journal. Had it not been for the one-on-one relationships with my professors at St. Edward's, I would have never thought something like this was possible, especially in undergrad. I also serve as the head tour guide, where I get to connect with prospective students, help them navigate the college search, and share what I love most about St. Ed's, like the personal relationship with your professors. At a small university, your professors are a part of your support system, sharing their wisdom and their experience. With endless support from my advisors, professors, and peers, I'll be graduating this year with a plan to make my dream a reality, becoming an environmental lawyer pursuing climate equity for a more just world. Because of St. Edward's University, I've developed into the best possible version of myself. Well, that's my view from the Hilltop. Back to you, Alex.
Miriam, thank you. Your experience is such a great example of the incredible academic opportunities, hands-on learning, and personal support that make the St. Edward's experience so rewarding. Congrats on your amazing internships and research, and best of luck as you pursue your dream of being an environmental lawyer. You'll be brilliant. Take care. Okay, everyone, let's meet Carla. She's a senior majoring in communication. She's going to tell us why St. Edward's has been the perfect school for her. And we'll hear how St. Ed's location and connections in Austin provide incredible opportunities for Hilltoppers. Okay, Carla, it is all yours.
Thanks, Alex. Hey, everyone. I'm a first-gen student, so when I first started looking for a college, I had no idea what I was looking for. I did know that I wanted to live in Austin for its thriving job market and to surround myself with creative and inspiring individuals. When I found out St. Edward's is located on SoCo and is a school that values diversity and community, I knew it was the college for me. I love the way St. Edward's has helped me grow and build a strong path for my future through mentors and networking. I chose to study communication with a focus in public relations and advertising. Because classes are small, you really get to interact and connect with your professors. In class, we're given real-world projects like creating a PR plan for an Austin nonprofit. My professors guided me and taught me how to gain connections that have truly launched my PR career. As the media manager for the Bumble Ambassador program on campus, I get to lead and create social media content, host events, and participate in guerrilla marketing. I am also interning at an amazing PR firm here in Austin, where I get to work with some pretty cool clients. And back on campus, I'm proud to serve as the president of the PR club. St. Edward's has made it easy for me to navigate school, have an exciting social life, and find my place in a big city. The hands-on learning environment and prioritization of experiential learning is a big reason for my success. Not only is there inspiration and resources everywhere you look, but you get to live in one of the most exciting and beautiful cities with a great combo of nature, art, and a strong job market. I love hiking at Zilker Park, paddleboarding at Lady Bird or Barton Springs, and of course, walking down SoCo and grabbing pizza at Home Slice. St. Edward's supportive and diverse community has helped me grow professionally and personally in many ways. I have gained a knowledge and a passion for PR, all while having a blast in the live music capital of the world. I cannot wait to start working at a PR agency here in Austin once I graduate from St. Ed's. Back to you, Alex.
Carla, thank you for letting us see what a phenomenal city Austin is for St. Ed students. I can't wait to experience Zilker Park and SoCo and try the pizza at Home Slice. And congrats on your cool internship with an Austin PR agency and being a media ambassador with Bumble. That is incredible. You're building terrific job skills. Keep up the great work, Carla. Next up is Evan, a big adventure seeker. He's a junior majoring in communication, and he's excited to share his personal story about being a student at St. Edward's. We can't wait to hear about all the academic and social activities he's involved with on the Hilltop, and there are many. Okay, Evan, you're on.
Thanks for the welcome, Alex. Hey, everyone. When it came to finding the college that was right for me, I knew that I wanted to go somewhere where I could have my own fun and exciting adventure, and also be kind of far away from home. At St. Edward's, it's been the perfect fit for me. I've always been someone who likes to try new things and have many different interests. Whether it be academics, athletics, clubs, or internships, I've been able to find them all here at St. Edward's and experience them, which has resulted in an adventure of a lifetime. Although we may be considered a smaller university, the opportunities for involvement are endless. In just 3 years alone, I've been able to leverage so many opportunities St. Edward has to offer, like club volleyball, honors program, student government, orientation, campus ministry, admissions, and internships. But the best part is I get to do all these great things in the heart of the city, where my school life blends perfectly with Austin's food and music scenes, and not to mention outdoor recreation. My favorite thing to do is to play beach volleyball at Silker Park, grab some Torchy's tacos, and then some Amy's ice cream to finish off the perfect day. I really do get to have the best of both worlds. There are so many ways to get involved here at St. Edward's, and there's something for everyone. You can find your fit here. Because of St. Ed's, I've received a top-tier Holy Cross education, made lifelong friends and memories, and I've been able to pursue an acting career with a highly reputable agent and manager in Hollywood, while also having a job offer for me at one of the country's fastest growing tech companies in Snowflake after I graduate. St. Ed's has given me the opportunity to have an active social life and also to chase and pursue my dreams. I couldn't be happier as a Hilltopper, and St. Edward's has truly given me the opportunity and adventure of a lifetime. Well, I think it's time for me to go back to class. Take it away, Alex.
Evan, you are one busy guy. Between your academic achievements, internship, club sport teams, band, volunteering, and enjoying Austin, you're absolutely taking advantage of everything St. Ed's offers. Congrats on your job offer with a big tech company and pursuing your career in entertainment. We all know you're going to do great things, and I hope we bump shoulders in Hollywood down the road. Cheers, Evan. Next, we'll meet Mary Elizabeth, a senior majoring in criminal justice. She has an awesome experience to share about her academic journey on the Hilltop. She'll tell us how she chose her major and found her passion, and about the individual attention and academic support she's received that has helped her be successful. Mary Elizabeth, we can't wait to hear your story. You're on.
Thanks for that introduction, Alex. Hey everyone, coming into college, I didn't have any idea what I wanted to do with my life, but I knew this would be the place to help me figure it all out. I changed majors 3 times and joined different organizations to find my fit. From the start, my success coach helped me in my academic journey by planning out courses and potential majors. She encouraged me to take a criminal justice class because I had an interest in the legal system. I met with my professor after the first class to learn more about the field and went back to my success coach to change majors right away. That's how amazing the first class was. My criminal justice professors provided endless support and made themselves available to help me with challenging classes, research papers, and guidance on internship opportunities. I also took a social work class and fell in love. My professor and faculty advisor helped me navigate a way to branch these 2 fields together while also keeping my communication minor. From office hours to research meetings, my professors have been active participants and mentors in both my personal and academic journey. It's been challenging adjusting my personal roadmap over the years, but having that constant encouragement and help made me feel supported. Learning from professors who have real-world experience and who make the material come to life through their commitment, enthusiasm, and knowledge helped me find my passion. With their guidance, I conducted and developed my own research, created an honors thesis, and participated in field experiences like simulations, mock trials, presentations, and court visits. With this real-world experience, I am ready for my first internship. St. Edward's small academic environment allowed me to truly know my professors, success coach, faculty advisor, and classmates. The commitment to developing the full student, not just the mind, shows the university's dedication to helping each student find their purpose while making lifelong connections along the way. St. Ed's taught me to go after what I want, and that college is about more than just preparing for a job. It's about having the tools and support you need to find your calling and to find yourself. Well, that's my story, or at least a part of it. Back to you, Alex.
Mary Elizabeth, thank you for sharing your inspiring story. It's great to hear about the personal support St. Ed's students can count on from their success coach and professors that help them succeed. And congrats on your academic achievements and finding your passion and purpose. That is so important. No doubt you are going places. Take care. Next up is Lalo, a senior majoring in biology. He's going to share a little about his background and why he chose St. Edward's. And he'll tell us about some cool neuroscience research he's involved in with his professors and classmates and where he's headed after graduation. Lalo, take it away.
Thanks, Alex. Hey, everyone. I grew up in South Texas and was raised by 2 first-generation Mexican Americans. Living close to the border, I saw the healthcare disparities present in Mexico compared to the US. These disparities, alongside my family's experiences as migrant farm workers, gave me the desire to become an emergency medical technician to use my skills to help underserved communities. I chose St. Edward's University because this liberal arts college was known for having smaller class sizes and a great teacher-to-student ratio. This allowed me to get close to my professors that were teaching my science courses and led me to be a part of a research team which has exposed me to the side of scientific inquiry. My interest in biology stems from a yearning to understand how the fundamentals of life came to be, from DNA to neuronal development. Having a liberal arts education offers crucial aspects to building strong communication skills and the ability to understand different perspectives, which is important for healthcare. The overall diversity with the students on campus has enriched my educational experience. My sophomore year, I joined Dr. Andrea Olgado's neuroscience research team, where we learned more about the model organism Sonoropodius elegans to study autophagy in neurons. Currently, my lab partners and I are exploring mutations which can lead to diseases such as Alzheimer's. This hands-on learning experience has given me the opportunity to develop presentations for the Society for Neuroscience, work with a National Science Foundation grant, and conduct experiments involving Western blotting techniques and fluorescent microscopy. Obtaining a liberal arts education here at St. Edward's University has broadened my capacity for social responsibility. I've applied for a Fulbright student grant to study and teach English in another country after graduation. Upon my return, my plan is to continue with my EMT certification to gain clinical experience. That's all from me. Back to you, Alex.
Lalo, you'll be a fantastic EMT and physician assistant. Thanks for letting us see how professors at St. Ed's get to know their students and team up with them on amazing research. Those experiences are awesome for your future, and we're all pulling for you to win that Fulbright grant to teach overseas. Take care. Okay, everyone, we're about to hear from Sierra, a junior majoring in psychology. She loves living on the hilltop and is involved in all kinds of campus activities. She's going to tell us about St. Edward's energetic campus life and why the hilltop is her home away from home. Sierra, please take it away.
Thanks, Alex. My college search experience was very rough. I had no idea where I wanted to go, and because I started so late, I didn't get a chance to visit many schools. What I did know was that I wanted a small, diverse school in a new city. The moment I stepped onto this campus, it felt like home. Not only was the campus gorgeous, but everyone was so welcoming, and it felt like faculty and staff genuinely wanted me to be happy here. My freshman year, I joined the cheer team and lived on campus. Living on campus made my transition from home easier because I had more opportunities to make friends and get involved. I am a bit of a worrier and I do get anxious sometimes, but I found a great support system here. I am having tons of fun and I'm finding my footing. My initial instinct of the school feeling like home was correct. The second semester of my freshman year, I suffered a deep personal loss. All I wanted to do was go home in Maryland to be with my family. Being so far away from home was very difficult, but the overwhelming amount of support that I got from my friends and university staff reminded me of why I chose this school and why I wanted to stay. This is my second home. There are tons of things to experience on campus. I love showing prospective students the Hilltop as a tour guide, being an orientation leader and welcoming new students to campus, and I love helping run the club cheer team. For my senior year, I'm hoping to study abroad and start an internship to gain real-world experience. I'm constantly talking to my faculty advisors and success coaches to identify what I need to do to achieve my goals. Back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Sierra, for pointing out the many, many advantages of living on the hilltop and what it means to you. Living here really puts students in the heart of St. Ed's amazing campus life and all the activities, support, and fun this community offers. Cheers, Sierra. Hilltoppers have tremendous campus traditions and school spirit, especially when it comes to their NCAA sports teams and their club sports. Mimi is up next. She's a freshman majoring in marketing, and she plays varsity soccer. She'll tell us what it's like to be a student athlete at St. Ed's and a part of their championship athletic program. We'll also hear how St. Ed's supports the outstanding academic achievements of its athletes. Mimi, give us a scoop. You are on.
Thanks for the introduction, Alex. Hey everyone, Growing up, I always knew I wanted to play college soccer. After being recruited by several schools across the country, I chose St. Ed's because of its highly successful soccer program, commitment to social justice, diverse student body, and location here in the city of Austin, Texas.
Here we go. These are Hilltopper.
Here they go.
Here they go.
So far, my experience as a student athlete has been everything I hoped it would be. At St. Edward's, we have 10 NCAA varsity sports that compete in the Division II Lone Star Conference. We also have 16 different club teams such as cheer, lacrosse, and rugby. There are plenty of ways to get involved with athletics. Over the past 20 years, St. Edward's athletic teams have won over 60 conference titles and advanced to the NCAA tournament more than 75 times. The Lone Star Conference is very competitive, which brings out a lot of Hilltopper spirit and pride. School rivalries, senior night, and the Battle of the Saints always draw out huge crowds. Something that makes St. Edward's Athletics special is that we are valued as students, not just athletes. Our team is high achieving in the classroom because our coaches encourage us to take challenging and rigorous courses. They accommodate our academic needs by proctoring tests on the road or encouraging student athletes to leave training early for their classes. I have also received tremendous academic support from my success coach, free tutoring, and therapy. No matter what club or team you join here, you will develop real-world skills. St. Edward's has taught me the value of teamwork, time management, and goal setting. I've also built connections with other students and athletes that will last a lifetime. That's all from me. Back to you, Alex.
Thanks, Mimi, for sharing your story and giving us a great look at how popular the Hilltopper athletic teams and club sports competitions are. It's no secret that school spirit and traditions are thriving at St. Ed's. Good luck in your next soccer match, Mimi, and toppers up. Staying healthy, both physically and mentally, is vital to helping you get the most out of college and life. Rory, a senior majoring in communication, is up next. He'll tell us about the many resources and opportunities at St. Edward's that support your total health and well-being. You are on, Rory.
Thanks for the introduction, Alex. Being a college student is really fun and exciting, but it's also incredibly stressful and overwhelming at times. I've been really fortunate to be able to maintain an overall well-being while simultaneously balancing friends, activities, events, work, school, and trying to plan for the future. But juggling all of these things is really just a lot to ask of yourself. St. Edward's and Live Well SCU has provided me with countless resources that I need to take care of all these things and myself. The Recreation and Athletic Center, or as we like to call it here on campus, the RAC, provides opportunities for more than just your physical health, but also emotional, environmental, and social well-being. Anytime I need to unwind, I can use the Tech Free Lounge, sign up for a class in the fitness studio, or sign up for wellness coaching. As a student worker in the RAC, I'm surrounded by incredible faculty, staff, peers, who all value and encourage the pursuit of well-being. The student-led workshops for both physical and mental health have really changed my life and helped me to grow throughout my years here at school. And I've been able to balance all of this with my studies through the support of my success coaches and faculty advisors. Live Well SCU has provided me opportunities to boost my emotional, vocational, and social well-being. The St. Edward's community has helped me and supported me, giving me all the tools that I need to effectively and successfully take charge of my life. And so here's a little bit of wisdom that I've gained. Take care of yourself first, because then naturally the rest will follow. Back to you, Alex.
Will do, Rory. Great advice. Thanks for sharing your story on this incredibly important topic. It's great to see how St. Ed's is committed to helping students take care of every aspect of their health and well-being. Live Well SCU is an awesome asset for Hilltoppers. Congrats on making your health a priority. And Rory, I got to get one of those nap pods. That's awesome. Take care. St. Edward's has a unique mission. It's inspired by its founders, the Congregation of Holy Cross. Here to talk more about that is Liam. He's a sophomore majoring in English literature. Liam will tell us how St. Ed's Holy Cross tradition and values originally drew him here and how it has truly enhanced his experience on the hilltop. Okay, Liam, you're up. Please take it away.
Thank you, Alex. Hi, everyone. My dad has worked as an educator at a Holy Cross high school for almost 30 years. So when it came time for me to look at colleges, I knew I could find a home in the Holy Cross community that had surrounded me my entire life. From the moment I stepped on campus, this was the place for me. St. Edward's stood out as a school that would provide the Holy Cross community and values that I've held close throughout my life. The campus ministry retreat experiences I've had show me how St. Edward's fosters a faith-based environment where all are welcome and accepted. On the hilltop, I've connected with others who share my values and who strive to get involved in the campus community. St. Edward's is rooted in its mission to provide a liberal arts education that challenges students to take risks and develop critical thinking skills, which sets us apart from other colleges. St. Edward's is committed to educating the hearts and minds of students within the Holy Cross community. The dedicated and supportive professors, advisors, and staff, along with the inclusive and diverse student body, make St. Edward's a place where all are welcome. The people, the Holy Cross community, and the campus life remind me every day that this is the place for me, and I've loved every minute of my experience here. That's it from me. Back to you, Alex.
Liam, thank you for sharing your personal story. You've really opened our eyes to the meaning and lifelong impact of St. Edward's Holy Cross tradition and its commitment to educating minds and hearts. With St. Ed's welcoming, inclusive community, it's no wonder students feel at home here. Cheers, Liam. Let's head over to meet Michelle, who has an awesome story to share. She's a first-generation student majoring in political science. Her opportunities at St. Ed's, as well as being in Austin, the Texas state capital, have opened amazing doors, and she'll tell us all about them. Okay, Michelle, you are on.
Thank you, Alex. Hello, everyone. Being born and raised in El Paso, Texas, I always felt very at home as a first-generation Mexican-American. However, I knew that I needed to leave my community in order to step into my fullest potential and follow my passion for advocacy and change-making. I wanted to attend college in the capital city, Austin, and felt a calling to the Texas State Legislature. The guidance and mentorship I received at St. Edward's has been priceless. I became involved on campus as a resident assistant, senator for student government, and president of a pre-law fraternity. Earlier this year, I became a full-time legislative assistant as a fellow for a senator that represents my hometown. Then, over the summer, I interned for a congresswoman that represents the district my family lives in through the Congressional Hispanic Caucus Institute. As a St. Edward's University McNair Scholar, I conducted research studying how educational attainment impacts the representation of Latinos in Congress. I found that even though Congress is the most racially and ethnically diverse in history, it is still not proportional to the Latino population in the US. I hope to fill one of those spaces one day. St. Edward's has given me the tools that I need to live fully and follow my passions. With guidance from my professors and other faculty, I have been able to create the college experience of my dreams. When I committed to St. Edward's, I knew that they were committing to me too. That's my story. Back to you, Alex.
Michelle, congrats on following your dream. Your leadership activities and research are super, super impressive. So are your internships at the Texas State Capitol and with the Texas Legislature. Thank you for showing us how your St. Ed's experience is preparing you for your goal of joining Congress and making a difference. Thanks again. Okay, everyone, touring St. Edward's University has been an absolute blast. You all chose an amazing university. A big thank you to all the awesome Hilltoppers we met today. They gave us a great look at this amazing university in Austin and why they love their experiences here. And a special thank you to you for joining us to explore this beautiful campus and the outstanding opportunities students have here. That's it from me. Now it's up to you all to go learn more about St. Edward's University for yourself, and hopefully we'll see you on the hilltop real soon. Toppers up, everyone!
Students have the opportunity to change their major when they want to. And at orientation, we connect students to an academic counselor or a success coach who will help them take the classes that they need to fulfill their degree requirements and graduate in 4 years at the university. So you'll see here on the screen that there's a list of majors that we offer. This is not a comprehensive list. So we offer over 50 areas of study. But on the left side, you'll see a lot of the popular majors that we offer. So we're talking about business, biology, communication, computer science. These are particularly popular with international students. Kinesiology, political science, psychology are among the most popular at the university. And then you'll see some that are more unique in nature. And I think that really set us apart in terms of things that St. Edward's does very well. So anything related to the arts is very strong here. So the theater and Bachelor of Fine Arts program is excellent. We also have a great concentration in what we call the creative economy. So anything related to the arts and how it intersects with technology. So when we talk about this, we're looking at animation, digital marketing, digital media management in our business school, user experience design, and video game development. So those are some of the fastest growing programs at St. Edward's right now. As far as our newest major at the university, we're really excited to announce that St. Edward's is starting a program in nursing. So nursing is the newest major that we are actually starting classes this fall semester. This is a part of a strategic plan at St. Edward's to expand programs in the health sciences. So after this year, we also have additional graduate programs that will be coming online in nursing, occupational therapy, and physical therapy. So it's really exciting for our students to have additional pathways in the health sciences. And we also have exciting partnerships lined up with local healthcare providers. In our next video, we'll be talking about professional development and ways to connect to career opportunities at St. Edward's. So in addition to the time that students are spending in the classroom, St. Edward's actually also requires that each student have some kind of advanced experiential learning during their studies. So this can be anything from an internship at a local company or a nonprofit to research with professors or even a travel study program, study abroad, or service experiences. And these are designed to help support student career readiness and aspirations during their time on the hilltop. But we're also really lucky to be in a steadily growing region economically that's seen increased investment from companies and migration to Austin from around the world. So we're known for having a relatively low cost of living here, low unemployment, and fairly high wages. Austin has over 10,000 technology companies alone, and St. Edward's is really busy building partnerships, formal partnerships for our students to have pathways to be involved in internships and jobs that will allow them to continue their growth at St. Edward's and beyond after graduation. And so even within our support services for students, specifically international students, we provide individualized mentorship for internship opportunities, but also thinking about how students can capitalize on their CPT and OPT opportunities through their F1 visa that will allow them to gain really important work experience and to remain in the United States after they graduate. So we're very excited about these opportunities for our students going forward and all that they can bring to St. Edward's. And moving forward, we're going to be discussing in the next slide our service experience opportunities as well as getting involved on campus.
So to give you a little bit of background about St. Edward's University, we are a Holy Cross institution. We were founded by Holy Cross brothers from France. And so what that means is essentially through our values as an institution, we really believe in interfaith community and diversity. So every day we strive to kind of build our religious diversity and cultural diversity on campus through our student body, our staff, and our faculty, and through events that students can look forward to every year. Another value that we hold near and dear is service. Not a requirement from our students, but we always see that students who apply to St. Edward's have great service hours or love that aspect of giving back to communities. So we make sure to have those different opportunities throughout the year for students. That could look like a number of different things. We have Serve One Day, or Serve Austin, service break experiences that tend to be over periods of holiday breaks. Those tend to be a little bit prestigious because students get the opportunity to travel either around the US or around the world to give back to communities there. But that being said, a lot of different opportunities with that. In total, just to give you an idea, our students usually complete about 70,000 hours of service annually. So something that is really big here at St. Edward's campus, and that we encourage all students to be a part of if they choose to do so. As far as academics, we believe in educating the mind, but not at the expense of the heart. So along with your major specific courses that students will take, they will be also required to take these courses that we call value markers. They kind of hold these other different soft skills that we think are just as important as those major specific skills. So an ethics class, a speech class, social justice, history class, we want to make sure that they have that holistic education that St. Edward's is really great at providing students with. So they can expect those different, conversations in the classrooms, just learning a little bit more about compassion, we think is a thing that takes students very far as they get ready to apply for full-time job opportunities or internships and have those soft skills on their resume that other students may not have. So plenty of opportunities to get involved on campus. We have over 100 student organizations. They table at the beginning of every semester, so students get the chance to walk around, meet the leaders of these organizations, sign up for whichever one sounds most interesting to them, and take it from there. That's usually the quickest way that students make friends here on the Hilltop. As I mentioned earlier, we do have an International Student Association student org that is really taking off, and so we're really excited to see them grow each year. We have 13 NCAA Division II teams, so there might be opportunities for students to play on the team here at St. Edward's. If not, club sports is also a really great option. It's less of a time commitment than a Division II team, so games and matches tend to be over the weekend, so it doesn't really interfere with schoolwork. It's all student run, so great leadership opportunities. They do the fundraising, the scheduling, the travel planning, and still do compete with those other universities. So it's kind of cool to get the best of both with club sports. I mentioned our campus rec center, again, recently renovated. We have this new SEU wellness initiative to making sure that students have that space to take care of themselves and stay active and have that outlet. So really important for us that students are making the most of that. As well as, campus traditions and events to look forward to. We're a fairly old university, so tons to look forward to. We've got homecoming that follows every October with our volleyball and basketball schedule. We've got Hillfest that's photographed there at the bottom, which is just a big festival to celebrate the academic year. There's carnival games, food, music, and a fireworks show to end the night. It's one of my favorite events that happens every year. So tons of traditions as well. We have a seal that you're not supposed to walk on. We have one of the oldest trees in Austin on our campus. So lots to look forward to as a Hilltopper, and to learn a little bit more about what it means to be a Hilltopper. Now we'll move on to the next video, which will go over application basics.
So in terms of the application process at St. Edward's, we encourage your students to apply using the St. Edward's application that's on our website. And your students will automatically be considered for merit-based scholarships, which are based on their high school academic achievement when they apply. We are also SAT and ACT optional for admission and scholarship evaluation, so your students do not need to submit those tests in order to be considered for admission or scholarship. If you have specific questions about the application process at St. Edward's, we do encourage you to be in touch with Apply Board directly for more information. Next slide, we're going to be talking about tuition and scholarship and the cost of attendance at the university. So as a private university, St. Edward's is actually the same cost for all students, and all students have the same eligibility in terms of merit scholarships. And the other thing to mention is that the cost is the same regardless of the major that your student student chooses. We don't admit by major, and we don't have various costs or different costs based on major. So you see the cost that's here that includes tuition, housing, the meal plan, and health insurance, as well as comprehensive fees. But students can earn merit scholarships up to $30,000 per year. And in addition to the merit scholarships that students earn, they can also apply for partial need-based financial aid through the CSS profile. So students still have great opportunities to get scholarships and additional reduced costs at St. Edward's. Thank you all for joining us today for our agent training on St. Edward's University. Patricia and I are very grateful for your support, but we want to leave you today with a few main takeaways from today's presentation. First, St. Edward's is a small university in a dynamic and growing city of Austin, Texas, a place that's known for its economic developments, its amazing weather, and great food. St. Edward's is also known as a place that has close relationships between students and their advisors and students and their faculty. And we want to provide additional access for our students to companies in the Austin area and amazing experience for their student life. And then finally, St. Edward's is a place that really has amazing facilities and support for our international student community, a place where students can get involved in a number of activities in and out of the classroom, and where they feel that they are really a part of a special place and community. So we look forward to welcoming all of your students to come to St. Edward's and look forward to working with them in the future. Thanks for your time.